Hey guys, Sarah here from Buckerfields TV. Now here on Vancouver Island, one of our favorite pastimes is going foraging for wild mushrooms. So today we're going to be meeting up with the guys of Foragers Galley, and they're going to talk to us all about their grow-at-home mushroom kits.
Hi, I'm John.
And I'm Jan from Foragers Galley.
We're here at our Couchland Valley location and beautiful Duncan, BC.
And we're gonna show you how we kit up mushrooms, how we cook mushrooms, and talk a little bit about how we started and our passion for mushrooms here on Vancouver Island. All right, so we started over a decade ago, I think, and we started as just a group of friends who like picking wild mushrooms and like cooking wild food. And starting kind of in the kitchen and with a culinary background, we quickly realized what kind of products and amazing ingredients we had around here on Vancouver Island. Producing grow-at-home kits, gourmet mushrooms in your home, that natural progression kind of happened through John. He really took it to the next level.
Yeah, so I guess just after just falling in love with wild mushrooms, I kind of just realized that you could cultivate them. So started off at a hobby level and growing a bunch of different varieties from a small home hobby setup, which quickly, I guess, evolved into a full-scale farm, which has been running a bit over 2 years now. So after growing a lot of fresh mushrooms for various restaurants and grocery stores around Vancouver Island, we came up with the product of the grow-at-home mushroom kit, which kind of gives everyone the experience that we love so much. Okay, so this is the Foragers Galley grow-at-home mushroom kits. The variety we're doing a box opening here is the lion's mane. So essentially you'll get these kits. They're quite significant size, they're about 3 kilos each. And when you open up your grow-at-home kit, what's included is you'll have a sheet with detailed instructions, a misting bottle to spritz the mushrooms twice a day to give it the humidity it needs to grow correctly. And then also inside will be a block of colonized substrate, which has the lion's mane culture and mycelium living inside. So this is just made up of hardwood sawdust and soy hulls, which is, biodegradable and makes amazing fertilizer once you're finished with the actual product itself. Once you're ready to go, essentially you just need to, inside of here, there'll be 2 humidity tent triangles set up, which is to create a little greenhouse environment with the lid of the product to help the mushrooms grow out from where they are. So you just want to separate these 2 and just with some tape, essentially just use the lid and sit it inside very simply. And on the other side we'll do the same. Yes, and it doesn't have to be loose or airtight at all. It's just to literally just capture a bit more moisture in there. The mushrooms do breathe oxygen and breathe CO2 out like humans do, so you don't want it completely airtight at all. Once you've done this, you simply want to get a clean knife and cut across the X that's marked on the kit. And once you've done that, you use the spray bottle and spritz it twice a day. And you continue doing that, and usually within 2 to 4 weeks, you'll see your mushrooms begin growing. Okay, so this is the lion's mane grow-at-home kit in various stages of growth. So after a couple of weeks of spritzing the bottle with your humidity tent setup, you'll see there'll be some original growth called pinning. So that's the early stages of a newly developed mushroom. Once that happens, we recommend lifting the humidity tent above it to allow plenty of oxygen and fresh air so the mushrooms grow out correctly. And then after that, within a couple of days, the mushroom will continue to grow to a size like this one in the middle here. And then the growth becomes very rapid exponentially at this stage, getting to a point in the third one here, which is ready for harvest. Okay, so this is the blue oyster mushroom variety, which is a delicious choice culinary edible. And this is also the varying stages of growth. So here is them when they are just beginning to pin, which is again the stage we recommend you lift the humidity tent, allowing them to breathe. and then they will grow very rapidly as well after this point, reaching this next level of growth within 24 to 48 hours, and then continuing on until you get the final stage of fully grown mushroom cluster. So to know when to harvest them, the best indicator for oyster mushrooms is checking the lip of the actual caps. So as you can see, it's still curled over, and you want to get it before that cap flattens out. This just increases the shelf life, and it definitely just the texture is much nicer at this stage. So once that's done, you will harvest the cluster of mushrooms, and then you'll reset your grow kit with the humidity tent to prepare it for its second flush of mushrooms. Yeah, so in addition to the lion's mane and blue oyster mushrooms, we have a number of other varieties, including golden oysters, golden enoki mushrooms, bear's head, chestnut mushrooms, and pink oysters, which are all different various gourmet varieties that are all extremely delicious and very different to look at and very different to watch grow as well. So once your mushroom cluster is ready to harvest, you just grab your hands by the base and you gently rock it back and forth until it pops off. This will tear off a little bit of the substrate on the bottom, which is totally okay, and then you'll have a beautiful set of oyster mushrooms which are ready to cook.
All right, so once you've got your beautiful harvested oyster mushrooms, there's plenty of ways you can cook it, but we've decided to cook these over charcoal today. Any kind of barbecue or grill, whatever is your favorite way to cook. So we're gonna take the whole clusters, or this cluster like this. We're gonna trim off a little bit of that substrate, the growing medium that we pulled off when we harvested the mushrooms. We're just gonna trim that off, like so. You don't have to be too delicate, but kind of just want to get the bulk of it off because you don't really want to eat that. Just kind of do a little trim. It's looking pretty good. There's not a whole lot left on there. We're gonna leave this cluster pretty whole. We're just gonna chop it into some more manageable pieces, marinate those. We made a little marinade with some lemon, a bunch of herbs, our favorite herbs, olive oil, garlic, and a little bit of honey. And we're gonna chuck it right on the grill. So just some nice pieces like so. Chuck a bit of marinade in there. That's your honey, garlic, lemon, nice and oily. You want a lot of fat on there so that the oil kind of coats the mushrooms and then gets absorbed in there. As you cook it, get lots of flavor on there. Now we put a lot of salt and pepper already in the marinade, so we don't really need to season it up. And chuck them right on there. Do that a few times. What's better than cooking outside too? Yeah, well this reminds me of when we first started doing all this with the wild mushrooms. We would find all these wild ingredients and then we'd, come back to camp and we'd be setting up for the night and firing up a grill or getting a grill over top of a fire and cooking, our catch of the day, all the mushrooms that we found throughout the day. And this is the home equivalent of that, which is super exciting for us. It's really such a nice way to cook. It's, it doesn't get much better than this, so. What do you think? No? Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I don't know. All these done.
Wow, it's so delicious.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Smells so good.
Just like steaks, just give them a little poke. Yep. Do the poke test. When they feel ready, they're ready.
Yes, chef.
Well, should we have a taste?
Yeah.
Just the little guys on the side, that cool for a sec. Skinny.
Thank you, chef. It's so good.
Pretty good.
So good.
Would you like to try? So now that these have been on the grill for about 5 minutes, I'd say, I'm just gonna trim them off the base. With such an interest in growing your own things these days, it's pretty neat for us to been able to make something that you can do in your own house. It's similar to like growing your own lettuce or growing your own tomatoes.
So once you've had your 1, 2, 3, 4 flushes of mushrooms from your grow at home kit, a pretty neat little additional feature is to remove the grow bag from the box, sorry. And once you do that, you'll take the mycelium, the grow bag off, and bury that anywhere in your garden or raised bed, or add it to your compost. And it makes amazing fertilizer for one. And there's also a chance that the mushrooms will take hold and start producing seasonally whenever the weather lines up for you for many years to come. So it's not completely done once we've got a few flushes out of the kit.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that video, please hit the like button, click subscribe, so that you can join us for more exciting episodes of Buckerfield's TV from across British Columbia.